restoring the promise of the mantra, no one is above the law, because hashtag justice matters.
Yep.
Just saying. Oh, okay, it would be good if the indictments happened during his jingle. TikTok, here we go. Yeah, I'm shaping my iPad like it's an Etch-a-Sketch because I'm sure there's indictments coming, right, Glenn? Because God is good, and you are here, and it would be good if it's
St. Patrick's Day.
And it's St. Patrick's Day, and I'm feeling lucky. How about you?
Yeah. Good morning, Steph. I'll tell you, Indictment Friday would be wonderful. I'm not sure if it's going to come today, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Glenn, I got to say, our friends of yours and mine, Malcolm Nance, I noticed, Nicole Wallace yesterday, people, I feel like, are really, losing hope and are really, there's a frustrated and then there's sort of beyond frustrated. Where are you on this? Because I know you and I are always hopeful about justice, and I get it that it takes time, and it's like this horse race we keep talking about, right? Manhattan and Georgia and the DOJ and what's happening and what's going to come first. What is your sense today?
So it's inconceivable that with all the data points coming out of the New York investigation and all the data points coming out of the Georgia investigation to this old prosecutor, it's impossible to conceive that somehow both of those district attorneys will now abandon ship when they've done everything they need to do. And, the sure sign in New York is once you invite the target of the investigation to testify, to appear, and explain to the grand jury why you should not be indicted, why this is all some big misunderstanding and the prosecutors have it all wrong, you don't extend that invitation, Steph, unless the next stop is an indictment. You just don't. And not surprisingly, Donald Trump decline that invitation, because if he's placed under oath and his lips are moving, he's committing perjury, right? So you've got that. You shift down to Georgia. I mean, when you hear grand jurors who are sitting for interviews, there's a great deep dive piece done by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. They interviewed 5 of those grand jurors who put their lives on hold for 8 months to do their civic duty. It's an inspirational piece. I hope everybody will read it. And the last sentence of the piece is the grand juror saying regarding what is about to happen, it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. The juror said it twice. Impossible for me to conceive of no indictments coming after all of that.
Yeah. Well, and let's talk about, so Trump's legal team recently urged the Manhattan District Attorney's Office not to indict Trump over his role in the hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. The lawyer who represented the Trump team at the meeting with the DA's office, who's someone new, Susan somebody, I don't know who that is, also argued that campaign funds had not been used for the payments for the porn star known as Stormy Daniels, therefore not a violation of campaign finance laws. I know you saw Taco Pina on... First time I've said his name right, on Ari Melber's show. What is your take on all that? I mean, it just was astounding to me. Like, the lie caught on tape was not a lie because it wasn't under oath. Like, that's where we are now?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say that my optimism rose once I saw Taco Pina start running his mouth on TV. My optimism that Trump will be convicted once he gets to trial. And I went to the guy's Wikipedia page, and his occupation is listed as businessman, attorney, and soccer team owner, which I think is exactly what you want in a high-powered defense attorney, owning a soccer team. But, listen, it is par for the course that defense attorneys will make a presentation to the prosecutors. They're not going to come in and say, okay, you got my guy. They're going to come up with all sorts of nonsense, reasons why the prosecutors shouldn't indict. It's an important meeting to take. You want to hear, just in the event that the defense team has some exculpatory evidence or information that they want the prosecution to know. But listen, all we're going to get from these defense teams moving forward are some facts, some alternative facts, and a bunch of nonsense about Trump's culpability. So that's not going to impact the sort of nature of the way things are headed.
Yeah. You said, it made an interesting point on Twitter, Glenn. You said there's no more relevant trial witness than a defendant's partner in crime. Michael Cohen took responsibility for his crimes he committed at the direction and for the benefit of Donald Trump. Now it's time for Trump to be held accountable. I mean, it is rich, them talking about, Michael Cohen's a liar, right? When their client is the biggest liar.
What we need to do when we're investigating a conspiracy, Steph, is get inside the conspiracy. That ordinarily involves flipping one of the co-conspirators. So for people to observe, oh my God, Michael Cohen is damaged goods because he's committed crimes and he lied before Congress, yeah, to help protect Donald Trump. But these are the people who can give a jury the most direct incriminating information about the person on trial. I've always said, look, I don't get to pick the witnesses as the prosecutor.
Yeah.
If I did, I'd walk up the street to the Shiloh Baptist Church. I'd invite the Shiloh Baptist Church choir into the courtroom to testify about Donald Trump's crimes. But that's not who Donald picked to do crime with. Donald Trump picked the witness, and that's Michael Cohen, and that's why he's the one who has to testify.
Yeah. Someone named Travis Bone tweeted, it doesn't matter that Trump lied in this clip, them asking him on Air Force One, right, about Stormy Daniels. This establishes Trump did indeed know and authorize the illegal cash payments to Stormy. And you said exactly, Travis. Plus, it seems like Trump's lawyer believes if he talks fast enough, people may miss his lies. He says in one breath, Trump didn't lie. In another way, and in another, he says Trump didn't tell the truth. Prosecutors will have fun with this and the jury will see right through it. What do you think that, based on what you're hearing, the time frame is on Manhattan? Because we keep thinking Fani Willis is going to be up first, right? I mean, I know that Nicole Wallace said she got a tweet or a text from Harry Dunn yesterday who said, in what world does it take however many days this is after January 6th for someone to come to justice? The only thing I do get is what you and others have told us about the complexity of the January 6th prosecution and how many, obviously defendants there are. So what is your take on the timing of all of these and why?
Yeah, I think both New York and Georgia are imminent. Of course, that's the word Fani Willis used. She said, my charging decisions are imminent, which is slightly different than, we are going to be prepared with some finalized indictments and we're going to go public. She may have made her charging decisions and now she's involved in, doing all of the necessary work to put the indictment together before it drops publicly. I do think we're going to see New York and Georgia soon. And I do understand, and I have preached, the complexity of the insurrection investigation. It's going to take some time. But, the flip side of that coin, Steph, is that Donald Trump continues to endanger our democracy, continues to peddle the big lie, continues to undermine confidence in our elections. And DOJ can have no excuse for why they haven't gotten after him sooner. For gosh sakes, they're letting the man run for president, and he is sending the signal that I've done nothing wrong, because if I had, I would have been indicted a year or a year and a half ago. That's dangerous, and that's why I'm disappointed in DOJ.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I heard somebody yesterday say they feel like one of the strongest, tenets of any of these cases is the fake electors. So that's part of the Fani Willis case. Is it also, do you think, part of DOJ in terms of?
Oh, absolutely.
Because some
of the subpoenas issued by Jack Smith show that he's also investigating the fraudulent elector thing.
Yeah.